I'm Ruyter Suys, lead guitar player, background screamer of Nashville Pussy.
Beautiful. Ryder, thanks for joining us today.
Absolute pleasure.
We're here to talk about Nashville Pussy touching down in Australia next week for a smash and
Oh,
grab tour starting in Melbourne on December the 8th before finishing in Sydney on December the 12th. So what delights have you got in store for us?
oh my God. Well, it's Nashville Pussy. So it's our classic brand, Southern brand of debauchery and sweat and, subtle sexuality and class.
What better way to describe it?
What everyone to expect of a Nashville Pussy show. Leave your best clothes behind. You'll probably wind up leaving sweaty and covered in whiskey and hopefully with some new friend on your arm.
Sounds like I'm there already. That sounds like a winner. And last time you were here, you pretty much packed out every show. So Australian audiences must love something about you guys. What is it?
I don't know, man. I think our music is definitely spawned of the same shit that most Australian pub rock is. Like, we are all of the same, yeah, cut from the same cloth. We all bow down to the same gods.
True that. True that.
So,
So I noticed two things on the tour poster. One, that there's no Brisbane date, but the second one is that December the 11th is left as a special to be announced. So can I add up correctly? Does one and one make two?
shit, man. No, it does not.
No,
One
I can't
one's
add up.
two shows, and we're doing two shows in Sydney. They've asked us to close the doors on Frankie's.
Oh,
So that's
wow.
a kind of a big deal show. That's our secret show, which is
Wow.
no longer, yeah.
Have you been to Frankie's before?
Thanks. This is, well, I mean, I guess I don't know if they were closing the day before or what, but I guess our we've been given the honor of putting the final nail in the coffin of Frankie's Pizza.
Well, have you ever been there before?
Yeah, we've been there, but not to play. We've only been there to get trashed like everybody else. So,
Yeah, what a great venue, though. Eh? One of the best venues in Australia. It's sad to see it go.
yeah, no fucking doubt, man. But it's actually people compare it to CBGB's, but CBGB's was a lot grosser.
Oh, wow. That says a lot.
Frankie's is actually quite nice compared to CB's. CB's is like, I don't know, you could contract a disease just by going to the bathroom there. You probably can't at Frankie's.
Well, then how come, what's wrong with Brisbane? How come you don't like us up here?
I guess it's competition. Like everybody's touring at the same time now that
Yeah, true.
Australia's open doors again. And we made a big stink about Brisbane because it was like, yeah, I mean, we've got tons of friends there, so why the fuck not? So we've got a bunch of people we know are actually coming down to the Sydney shows. Thank God. So I've started to. They were bitching at me, and I started bitching at them. It's like, motherfucker, we're flying like 900 fucking. The least you can do is stop complaining that we're not playing in your fucking backyard. God damn it. Why just, I mean, what is it? How far is it? Like, I don't know. It's a quick flight. It's like, come on, come see us. Two
Yeah,
hours,
you've got a
two
point.
hours.
You've got a point.
Oh my
You guys have also got a special VIP meet and greet going. Like, it must be a bit hard these days with COVID and social distancing, but what do people actually get with them?
With a meet and greet?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You might get a hug.
Well, see, another reason Brisbane misses out.
Down, man. I can promise you a hug at the meet and greet. It's
Done.
the least.
So can we go back to the start, mate? Like Nashville Pussy formed back in 1997. So what was the musical climate like back then? And where did that gave birth to the band? And where did the band fit in?
Oh man. Well, back then shit was really uptight and boring. Plus, we lived in Nashville, which was really, really, really boring at the time. And I swear, like, I think I was 26 and I was really appalled that all the shows I went to go see, there was just nobody doing what I thought they should be doing. And it was utterly born out of boredom. Like, it was just like, man, like nobody is fucking rocking out like they're supposed to be. And you know, I would just go to shows and be disappointed, especially in Nashville. Nashville's very tame, whereas everyone's a studio player and they just have zero stage presence. But they're immaculate players, but they just don't do shit on stage. They just stand there and tweak their amplifiers and stare at their fucking shoes and just fucking boring. And everybody in the audience is really, really respectful. And they just stand there and they stare at the fucking, they listen to every single word and no one says, yeah. And no one throws beer and nobody does a goddamn thing. It's like, okay, that's Nashville, which is, you know, it's its own little weirdo city. And so that's not a very good example, but that's why we started it, because it was just fucking boring. Everything was so fucking boring. And so I mean, I always had this in me. I just, you know, we just had to, yeah, get it up on stage, basically. And yeah, the climate was really uptight. When we named ourselves Nashville Pussy, it was super uptight. Like, you know, there's no way we were ever gonna get on the radio. But we thought it was like right on the edge of something. We thought definitely like within a few years, everybody's gonna be saying pussy. And I mean, like, you know, it kind of worked.
And we don't know too much about it in Australia because we haven't got anything like this, but apparently Kentucky is like a Baptist Bible belt, which to me means there's a lot of religious fuckers there. So how did you go down there? Like, did they picket the shows? Did they try and run you out of town?
Oh no. Everything's really whizzed and blown out of proportion. But yeah, there's a giant massive Bible Belt in America. And it honestly doesn't, it's not just Kentucky. It stretches from like pretty much stretches from the Canadian border to the Mexican border, right? Like it's a massive, it's a huge pair of pants, let's just say. Huge belt buckle. Like it's just massive. There's uptight freaks everywhere but they don't come out and picket. They picketed. It would be funny. That would be cool. There was picketers when we opened up for Marilyn Manson 99, there was picketers that came out because he was obviously flaunting his relationship with the devil. And, you know, they had to come out. Like, otherwise they'd be bad Christians. You know? They don't have the balls to come to a Nashville Pussy show, so.
All right, so your debut album, Let Them Eat Pussy, was a runaway success, getting you signed to a good contract with Mercury Records. So were you surprised at the time that how quickly things moved for the band?
Oh, fuck yeah, very much so. And when we were nominated for a Grammy for that album, and when we got the message on it, oh, good old fashioned answering machine, we thought it was a fucking joke. We were like, no way. And you didn't have Google to confirm anything. So you had to and say, is this for real? And it was for real. And like, I mean, that was, yeah, the whole thing was definitely a runaway success. We were overnight sensation, and now we're spending the next 20 years trying to become an overnight sensation again.
Did you actually go to the Grammys?
Oh fuck yeah, of course we went to the Grammys. It was hilarious, man. It was like, well, first of all, it was really early in the morning to us, which was probably maybe 11 or 1, whatever. It seemed like it was early. And of course we were partying all the way up until it. I remember pulling up in the limousine and we were all just dressed to the nines. We looked fabulous. And of course we were smoking weed all the way there. So we drove past the red carpet and we saw this just massive lineup of people. And we're like, we don't have to stand in that line, do we? And they're like, no, you guys are on the red carpet. We're like, oh, okay. And so like the doors open and this giant Cheech and Chong sized plume of weed smoke just billowed out. And we came out as if it was like, you know, designed that way. And we walked out on the red carpet. And none of the American press had any clue who the fuck we were. And they have all these caged fans in like this little tiers of chairs who are like, you know, they're there because they freak out about everybody. And somebody from France was there and started freaking out and yelling out our name. And that made all the difference. Then all of a sudden the press, like, you know, came upon us and they're like, who are you? And what are you wearing? And all, who are you wearing? And all that kind of shit. And yeah, then there's a bunch of Europeans screaming, Nashville Pussy! Yes, we were a little mini hit, but it was really, the whole thing was quite odd. It's very staged. Madonna performed, which was fucking horrible. Alanis Morissette performed. Ricky Martin, that was the year he came out with that, ay, ole, ole, ole. He was performing on like stilts and shit like that. It was like, holy fuck, man, this guy's aiming for the stars. Like, we don't have that kind of drive on us at all. Like, fuck that. And then of course you have to shut up while the show's going on. And during the commercial breaks, you can go and have a fucking drink. And I remember getting out to have a goddamn drink finally, because the whole thing was so very uptight, and we'd already lost by this time. And we're like, God, how much longer do we have to sit through listening to Madonna pretending she can sing? And I remember going to the bar and hanging out with Shirley Manson, and she was complaining too. And we both got locked out because they shut the doors in between commercials, right? Like, you can't go back in. They don't want people wandering in the aisles. And so her and I just sat outside and drank for like, I don't know, 3 segments. I think I missed Pavarotti. Like, it was very odd.
Devastated.
And then we started getting kicked out of Grammy parties that night too. We got kicked out of, I think it was Tone Loc's party or something like that. Like, there's a lot of fun things went on that night.
Mission successful.
And we lost. And we fucking lost to Metallica. And it was the first year that Metallica had their haircut. And so I was incredibly disappointed.
I bet you
was like, yeah, man, if I'd lost a long-haired Metallica, I'd been like, okay, respect. But it was short-haired Metallica, and it was like, fuck that, man. Like, those fuckers owe us a Grammy.
Bastards. And over the years, mate, you guys have been called AC/DC with a female Angus. Like, that's a pretty big rap for AC/DC.
Well, I do have bigger tits than Angus.
Not yet, not now. Have you seen Angus lately?
Is he getting
He'd be getting old enough to have him, wouldn't he?
He'd be old enough, but he's still got a ways to go. He's got to put on a lot of weight. But we're almost. I think I'm taller than him too.
Well, that's not hard. I've seen dolphins taller than him.
Yeah, people have called me Shangus, which is a little,
it's a bit disconcerting.
It's not really. I think it's just the way I jerk around on stage mostly. I did learn a lot of moves from the guy, and we both play SGs, but he's smoking, man. I can't play like he plays. I play like me plays, like, but we both have the same, like, we can't stop.
Stop moving.
Stop the rock. Yeah, we both go to the same osteopath, I think.
I'm sorry, but I got to ask this one because I'm sure you've been asked a million times, but I've never asked you. But is it true that you and Blaine got married on a dare after dropping acid?
Oh, fuck yeah. Totally true. Wow. Oh my God.
Did you do it straight away while you were still tripping? Did you do it straight up?
No. We fell in love on acid, and we made jokes about how funny it would be if we got married. And we were like, yeah, I dare you. No, I fucking dare you. And then we waited because we were responsible for a solid, 6 weeks or something like that. I remember I told my mom, I didn't tell her we'd gotten married. I told her that I met somebody and we fell in love and we'd done acid. And my mom goes, oh, you always fall in love when you're on acid. And I was like, oh, fuck, what have I done? Like, should have asked a hippie.
Oh shit! So now do you drop acid on every anniversary now, or is it banned?
Oh man, you might accidentally get married again or something.
That's a great story.
Now we do mushrooms.
Oh shit! Your last studio album, "Pleased to Eat You," came out in 2018. So how far advanced is the next one?
We haven't even thought about it, to be honest. We put out a live album during the pandemic, and that was a lot of work. That was already recorded. It was so much work. It was fucking ridiculous, man. So I need another year. I think I need another year off. I need another pandemic.
Well, before we go, mate, like, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 tickets left for these shows in Australia. So give us a message for fans to tell them to get their asses down and party with you.
If you don't come to this fucking show, you better be in goddamn jail. I mean, there's no excuse. This is 4 years in the fucking making, and we're traveling halfway across the globe to come see you motherfuckers. So you better get off your ass and get out there and see us. Nashville Pussy. No regrets.
Damn straight. Rightio, Ruyter. Well, thanks very much for your time today, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I won't see you at the Brisbane show next week because there fucking isn't one.
Well, hey, it's never too late. We can always change a ticket. You find us a fucking venue. We'll make Hardline Media change our flights. I'll be there.
Oh, when do you fly home? Oh, that's the challenge.
We'll change our fucking flights.
All right, I'll look into that. And then I'll let Johnny Howarth know if I can find one and he can get on to you.
Hey, it's a date. Awesome. Thanks,
right.
Chris.
No worries. Enjoy the rest of your day.